Good morning, my little mathematicians. So today we're going to be carrying on with multiplying by 8, okay? And I'm going to show you some tricky word problems, but we're going to learn how to solve them. So remember, pause the video if you get stuck, but follow me on this journey and we will have a great time figuring out the 8 times table. So I hope we're ready to learn. I hope you're sitting nicely. I hope you're looking at the screen, you're listening, and you've got your whiteboard and your pen, because it's going to be really helpful if you do this lesson with me. Okay, so, oh no, it's happened again. It's happened again. I gave you a 100 square the other day, but look, things have disappeared. Can you spend the next 2 minutes trying to work out what the missing numbers are? Okay, so pause the video now and see if you can work out what the missing numbers are. Go. Okay, so let's find out what the missing numbers are. Remember, when we go from left to right, we're counting in ones. And when we go down vertically, we're counting in tens. And you can see the patterns really, can't you? 29, 39. So what would this number here be? Let's find out. In the first box, you should have had 9, 10, and so on. Did you get them? Did you get these answers? I hope you did, because this is missing 100 square. It's just a little warm-up, a little brain teaser, ready for today's lesson. Okay, so last session, I sent you the link to hit the bottom because it's a really good multiplication thing. But today is a bit more special. I'm going to set you the challenge of trying to beat my score. Okay, so you can click on the link and it will open. You need to go to times tables and then choose either the 4 times table or the 8 times table. And if you want a really super tricky task, you can play hit the question. So let me just show you what that looks like. You get 1 minute and you have to score as many points as you can. What it does is it gives you the answer, so 16, and I've got to think, what times 4 makes 16? 1 times 4, 2 times 4, 3 times 4, 5. Okay, so that one's a little bit more tricky. So I would advise playing hit the answer and you'll see what happens. So I'm going to play now and you're going to see my score at the bottom, and then your challenge is to have a go and beat me. Are you ready? 4 times table. 6 times 4, 5 times 4 is 20, 24. Oh, it's too quick for me. Ah, 9 times 4, 10 times 4 is 40. So if I take 4 away, 7 times 4, I just got that one wrong. What was it? Was it 24? Was it 28? Oh, 5 times 4 is 20. 6 times 4, 28. 4 times 4. 2 times 4, 2 lots of 4. 8. 11 times 4. 10 times 4 is 40, which means 11 times 4 is 44. Okay, so I got a score of 12. All right, your challenge is to beat my score of 12. And you can practice on the 4 times table or the 8 times table. And then just add a screenshot to the response. That'll be really super helpful. Okay, 12 to beat. Who's going to beat me today? Are you? Are you going to beat me? Okay. The next thing you've got is how do you knows? So Bunhead, because I'm really sorry, I can't remember her name, but she's got a bun on her head, hasn't she? She's got a hairstyle. So Bunhead says that 12 is in the 4 times table. Is she correct? How do you know? So you've got all this space here to show me some lovely workings out. Is 12 in the 4 times table? Or is it not? Tell me and voice record. Rabbit tooth? Is that me calling him rabbit tooth? Well, he says 80 is in both the 4 times table and the 8 times table. Is that true or false? And can you prove it? Okay, so have a think about that. Maybe you can use the 100 square or a multiplication square. Okay, multiplication squares are really good in order to help you with this. But I want to know, can you prove this? How do you know it's true or false? All right, so let's warm ourselves up with the 8 times table. I would like you to complete these. As you can see, I've got an Easter egg array here. So remember, we count down. And we've got 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, we've got 10. That's not very helpful, is it? That's not an array. But let's see if we can use this image to find out what 1 times 8 is. So for example, 1 times 8 would be here. What's my answer? If I had 2 lots of 8, what would my answer be? And I'm going to show you a little trick in a minute. Okay, but go and work these out and see if you get the same answers as me. Okay, so maths, I always find is quite messy. Okay, no one says that you have to go in order. So do the ones that you know first. Okay, so I know that 1 lot of 8 is 8, and you should have got that. Now, if I double it, that means I do 8 plus 8. That gives me 2 lots of 8. So my answer is 16. Now, I'm a bit stuck on 3 times 8, so I'm going to leave that for the minute. And I know what 10 times 8 is. And 10 lots of 8 is 80. Now, I'm going to use this to help me find what 5 times 8 is. Because 10 is double 5, which means 5 is half of 10, right? So if I take my answer of 80 and I halve it, which means it becomes 40, 5 times 8 is 40. Notice how I didn't even need to work that out because I'm using some patterns and some rules. So let's see if we can use this idea of doubling to work out 4 times 8. Or if we want to, this is 1 lot of 8, 2 lots of 8, 3 lots of 8, 4 lots of 8. We can use our array system to help us work it out. But if I know 2 times 8, I'm going to double my answer of 16, okay, because 4 is double of 2, and it should give me, so if I double 6, it gives me 12. If I double 10, it gives me 20. So my answer should be 32. So let me just see if I count 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Brilliant, it's the right answer. Now what that means is I can work out what 3 lots of 8 is, because again, I've got 1 lot of 8, 2 lots of 8, 3 lots of 8. So here, what I can do quite simply is, if I know what 2 lots of 8 are, and I know what 1 lot of 8 is, I can add them together, because 1 lot of 8 is 8, plus 2 lots of 8, that gives me 3 lots of 8. So my answer is 24. And what do you notice about 6 times 8? Well, you should notice that 6 times 8 is double 3 times 8. It's 2 lots more, right? So if I double 24, I should get an answer of 48. So maths is all about finding patterns. Maths is all about being clever with your numbers. And like I said, you don't need to do things in order. You do things in the way that you know. Okay, but let me just check. So if this is 3 lots of 8, and that makes 24, if I add another 3 lots of 8, that will give me 6 lots of 8. 24 plus 24. 4 plus 4 is 8. 20 plus 20 is 40. So I've got the right answer. Can you see how I did that? All right. I hope you got the same answers as me. I hope you used your array to help you. But now, especially those super duper mathematicians that you are, I want you to start using patterns to help you figure out answers. An octopus has 8 tentacles. How many tentacles are there altogether on 5 octopuses? Okay, so one octopus has 8. I have 5 octopuses. So let's work out what the answers here should be. We're writing a number sentence using multiplication here. So we have, in fact, we have either way. So for example, we have 8 tentacles and we're going to times it by 5 octopuses. Or we can say we have 5 octopuses and they have 8 tentacles each. So what's my answer? If you paid attention earlier, you probably already know the answer, but if not, draw yourself an array. Remember, we go down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we would do 8 across the top. You know what to do. Your answer should be, drum roll please, 40. Well done if you got that. And remember, it's half of 10 times 8. And 10 times 8 is 80. Good, that was a nice little word problem. So let's move on. Let's see what comes next. Right, the missing numbers. Okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to tell you the answers, but have a little go now. Think about the ones you know. How about this? How about 2 times 8? You should know that. How about doubling it to get 4 times 8? How about doubling that to get 8 times 8? Remember, we're finding patterns, we're finding rules. Good luck with this. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. So pause the video now, fill in the answers. Okay, so here are the answers. I want you to give yourself a huge pat on the back if you got 4 out of 6, or 5 out of 6, or 6 out of 6. So really well done. For this one here, 7 times 8, you could have done this in lots of different ways. But for me, what I did was I took 5 lots of 8 and I added it to 2 lots of 8. Because 5 plus 2 is 7, which means if I add my answers to those 2, I get the answer to 7 lots of 8. Or you could have maybe done 8 times 8 and you could have just subtracted 7 because, subtracted 8 because that would give you 7 groups. Okay, so I hope, like I said, you started to explore these patterns and find out the right answers. Well done if you got all of those correct. Number patterns. Here we go. So the rule is we look at the numbers that we've got in order to help us find here. And can you remember what we do if our numbers get bigger? Can you remember what we do? Exactly, we're adding, aren't we? So if our numbers increase, we add. If our numbers decrease, which means they get smaller, we subtract. So, come on guys, what's the rule here? What are we doing with this number pattern? Let me give you a little bit of time to figure out what the rule is here. Excellent, we're adding 8 each time. This is 1 lot of 8, 2 lots of 8, 3 lots of 8, 4 lots of 8, and so on. So what is 4 times 8? Well, let's add 8 to 24. So can you do that for me now? 24 add 8 should give us 32. If we add 8 to 40, we've got 48. That was a nice simple one. I'm going to skip right to the end here because I know that if I add 8 to 2, I get 10, which means my answer must be 80. Now, last one. Who got this one already? 56. I'm going to add 4 because 4 gets me to 60. So how many more do I need to add to make it an 8? I need another 4. So 64. Woohoo! Well done if you got that. Number patterns. Remember, we use the numbers we've got, we find out the rule, and we go from there. Moving on to today's activity. Like I said, we're looking at tricky word problems, so we're going to work out how to solve them. Let's have a read of this one. It says, Annie plays 4 levels on a computer game and scores 5 points on each level. How many points did she get altogether? Pause right now. Have a go. Read the question again. What is the question asking you? Go. Okay, so let me read again. Annie plays 4 levels on a computer game and scores 5 points on each level. How many points did she get altogether? I really love children that underline the important information. So she plays 4 levels and she scores 5 points. How many points did she get all together? So I want to know the total, don't I? I want to know how many she got all together. So I need to work out why my pen's not working and why it keeps changing. Okay, so here we have 4 levels and we're going to be doing this. We're going to be multiplying it by 5 because 5 stands for the points. Okay, Annie plays 4 levels and she scores 5 points. How many does she get altogether? Now you may already know the answer, which is fantastic, okay? But I'm going to draw an array to show you my 4 levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, and my 5 points on each level. Let me just check that I've got 4 levels, yes. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points on each level. Okay, so on level 1, she got 5 points. Level 2, she got 5 points. So hey, that's how I solve it, isn't it? 5, 10, 15, 20. How many points did Annie get altogether? She got 20. Do you get that? Are you sure? Let's make a pact and a promise that we're going to underline the key information. Okay, should we have a look at another one? This one's about Farmer Joe. Farmer Joe has 3 pens on his farm. 1 with 8 pigs, 1 with 8 sheep, and 1 with 8 horses. How many animals does he have altogether? Step 1, underline the key information. So, what would my first bit of key information be? Yep, it's the fact he has 3 pens. He has 1 with 8 pigs, 1 with 8 sheep, and 1 with 8 horses. Okay. How many animals does he have altogether? So I want to know the total of animals. So I'm doing 3 lots of 8 because there's 8 horses, that's 1 lot of 3, 8 pigs and 8 sheep, so 3 lots of 8. For me, I love my arrays because they're really helpful. So I've got 3 pens, that's where the animals are kept, and now I'm adding my 8 animals in each pen, ready to help me figure out the answer. And it's really important that we add the right amount, otherwise our answer will go totally bonkers. Okay, so there's my array, 3 times 8. 1 lot of 8, that's the sheep. 1 lot of 8, that's the pigs. 1 lot of 8, that's the horses. So I want to know how many animals that is all together. And my answer is 24. I think you are going to be really good at this activity today. As long as you underline and as long as you show you're working out, you can't go wrong. But let's try just one more before I set you off. David is obsessed with Pokemon stickers. He buys 5 packs and each pack costs 8p. How much money did he spend on stickers? Okay, what's the key information? Come on, shout it out your screen. What do I need to underline? Do I need to underline Pokemon stickers? Do I need to underline David? What do I need to underline? I need to underline 5 packs. So he has 5 packs and the packs cost 8p each. How much money did he spend on stickers? Okay, you know what you need to do here. You need to show me the answer. I think I'm going to give you 30 seconds to work this out. Let's go. Okay, so you should have got the answer of 40, and you probably drew me an amazing array that started with 5, had 8, and it gave you the answer of 40. I'm not going to draw it. It takes me too long on the computer. One more, because this one's super tricky. So look out for these questions in your work today. Lucy walks 4 miles to school every day. She walks 4 miles home every day. How many miles does she walk in 1 week? Okay, so 4 miles to school, 4 miles home. So how many miles does she walk in 1 day? If she walks 4 to school and then 4 back again, how many miles does she walk in 1 day? You're so right. We're doing 4 miles plus 4 miles, which equals 8 miles. So every day she walks 8 miles. Now, we want to know how many miles she walks in 1 week. So how many days in a week? There's 7 days in a week, aren't there? 7 days. But do we go to school on Saturday and Sunday? No. So we're going to take away Saturday and we're going to take away Sunday, which means how many days? 5. 5 working days, 5 school days. So Lucy walks 8 miles 1 day, and I want to know how many miles she walks for 5 days, because there's 5 school days. So we're doing 8 times 5. Show me you working out. What are you going to do? I'm going to draw my array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I need 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This takes forever to do. And I'm not doing a very good job of keeping it nice and neatly, which is going to make it confusing when I count. But remember, I know what 10 times 8 is, so I'm going to halve my answer. And my answer is 40. Woohoo! Okay, so let's talk about today's activities. You're going to come across many, many word problems that I want you to solve, just like we've done, okay? Read the question, underline the key information, and then solve your answer. Step 1 is you're going to try and beat my hit the button score. Step 2 is you're going to have a look at bunhead and rabbit teeth questions, and you're going to try and solve them. And then step 4 is you're going to do some word problems. I really can't wait to see how amazing your working out is. We're doing the 4 and the 8 times table. You're going to be awesome, and I look forward to seeing it all on Seesaw.